Yeah, all right. Well, you know what? That was the first 8 boxes that I opened for this challenge. This, of course, is the Commander Legends. How many sets can I complete in 16 boxes challenge? That's the first 8 boxes. I've opened them up, kept the rares and the mythics and the foil rares and mythics and separated them. That was the most fun I've had in opening packs in a long, long time. I forgot what kind of cool cards there were. So let's go through here and see what just some of the results were. So you can see just these. I don't want to call them the common rares because there's so many good ones in here. But I mean, you've got your couple of good ones in here. Let me see. What did I skip one? Yeah. So the War Room's a good seller anyways. I mean, people want it all the time. So you got the Jessica's Wheel of Fortune. Just had a blast opening these up. The Chroma's Will. And I was really surprised at the results that this is going to have. So all the courts, I forgot about the courts. So I don't know how to uncommon got in there. I must have been drinking or something when I separated these, but the springs, and then you got the mythics that were found, and this is the first one. Kamal got a jeweled lotus in the first one, a deluge, an eruption, the thousand faces, and then only a couple. I was actually that wound up being about, I think about the average was 2 to 3 foiled rares or mythics. So that was the first one. And the second one, the opposition agent, that's a really, really useful card. As I was opening these up and I was getting more comfortable with them and really looking at them, I started coming up with all kinds of plans and deck ideas. And so, yeah, these are some pretty good cards in these packs. The whole set is just amazing. Let's see here. So I think the average was 33 rares in a box, which is pretty good. All the lands are really good. So got the Hellkite, got a tutor, the Vampiric Tutor. Now these were just reprinted in the newest set, in the remastered set. So I suspect they'll go down a little bit in value, but for 1 drop and 2 life, that's pretty damn good tutor. So that could be a game changer right off the bat. And then, of course, 2 foil rares. This is the third box here. Kind of thumb through them. Staff of Domination. That's been reprinted a few times now since this set. But all the lands are really good. Courts. It was so much fun just to open. All right, here's the Mythics. That's the second Kamal. I forgot. There's a couple of them here. I forgot were in here. One of them was the Apex Predator, and another one was the Commander's Plate. I had forgotten if that was in there because to me, I haven't really seen that one used in a deck yet, but it really could have its uses. Just look at all these. Now, I haven't figured out, after I open them all up, then I'll figure out how many sets there were. But Scroll Rack, I forgot about that one. That one's also on the list slot. That one and the Staff of Domination are on the list slot. Reshape the Earth. Had a discussion with a friend about that one. That just could be brutal. It's expensive, so you'd have to find some way to get it out. If you get out early for not paying its casting cost, that would be sweet. Port Razor, and then 2 foil rares. This is box number 5. You start really kind of seeing the amount of duplicate rares, but a lot of them what you call your bulk rares, but there's some sweet ones in here too. They really push the variations of different commanders that you can use. Just a ton of three colored commanders. I don't know how you guys like to play your commanders, but my group we make it a minimum. You have to have at least three colors to for your deck. That's just fair. These monocolored commander decks, that's just stupid. That's that's brutal. It's great for a tournament, but for playing, it's not fun. All right, another eruption. There's Commander's Plate. Oh, second Jeweled Lotus. And I noticed that these ones kind of went to, these three seem to stick together in the same box for some reason. I don't know if that's just how they are on this. And then two. We can go a little faster since you've seen them already. I'm really interested on how this is going to turn out because I had so much fun. I couldn't stop. I'd wake up before work and just open a couple boxes. I just had so much fun. And not having to record them, I know that it's fun to see on the camera, but just to open them up and have fun. There's a Deluge, another Tutor, another Achroma, and of course the obligatory two foil rares. All right. So it's going through. There's another staff, another wheel. Boy, these lands, as far as the business side of it, we can't keep them in stock. It's just the moment I list these, they'll be gone. There's springs. Then we get in. There's another Jeweled Lotus. So that's number 3. And notice remember what I said? They kind of stick together. That's the first appearance of that one. And this one had 3 foiled. This is box number 8. Opposition agent. Some of these I look at them and they weren't that common, and I'm like, man, I hope I at least get like 3 of them so I can complete sets. I mean, I got so far I've got 3 Jeweled Lotus, so I'm hoping I can complete 3 sets. That would be kind of sweet. All right, Profane Transfusion. That's a good one. Another Kamal, another Apex, and then the 3. Oh, actually, that's an uncommon. So 2 foiled rares. So I'm going to pause it here and set up for the next 8. Just a second. All right, here's the second half of this little challenge here. The last 8 boxes, and we're going to go through and see what kind of surprises we can find. Hope you guys already got your guesses in. We'll see. I actually think I did better on these than I did opening up for Iconic Masters. Just seemed to be more a variation of them. Definitely sealed. If you're going to do a mass one, even though you seem to get the individual boxes a little cheaper, I think going sealed case is the best way to go. Another scroll rack. Sphinx, I think that was the first appearance of that one. And then a foil opposition agent, which is pretty sweet to grab. Because I think that you kind of, when you get a sealed case, you at least get one of each card versus what if somebody's opening up cases and grabs the one card that there's like 1, maybe 2 of them in a case. They open until they get that one card, and then they sell the rest of them as solo boxes. And, you have a less chance of getting one of the big cards like, what was it? Dominator United. 2 boxes had the Legends cards in them, Legend Jace cards. So they'd get cases, they'd open them up until they got the 2 Legend cards out, and then they would just sell off the other boxes as loose boxes in for a little bit cheaper. But oh yeah, Mana Drain and a Commander's Plate and a Great Sword and an Acroma all in the same box. Check that out. That was the first Mana Drain too, so that was a huge box. And then 2 foils. So anytime there's a chase card that's like one in a case, you're best just to buckle down and buy the case, because your chances are slim to none of buying an individual box and hitting it, because I have a feeling that's what people do. So they buy a case, open up 4 boxes, get the good card, and then sell the other 2 off because they know that the money's not there. So that's what I've kind of noticed. In the old days, it didn't matter so much because like there were multiple Lotus in one case. So it really didn't matter. And I actually had two sealed cases and 4 loose boxes of this. So I got a pretty good. That's the first appearance of Jessica there. Another Mana Drain. Another Great Sword. And then actually this one had a foiled scroll rack. So that's a bonus there. I like these cards. The etched foil alternates. Yeah. Not part of the original, not part of the actual just basic set. I'm only doing the 1 through 361 basic set. None of the extended or tokens, but there's so many tokens that are in here. I'm sure that there's multiples of those too. So, but you can see there's a Jessica's Will, all the courts, and their Chroma's Will. Tavesh has a first appearance there. Another Vampiric Tutor. Another Eruption. And then look at this. A foiled Jessica. Weird part is how light the writing is on that. You can almost, in some ways, can't even see it all the way. It seems to show up a little darker on camera, but in reels, it's pretty faded. So that was 3 foils there. So 4 boxes left. You can see all the 3-colored commanders for building decks that they did. Look at that. It was just fascinating to the way they were. I think it was a really, really great job of pushing commander decks. I mean, they just did a bang up job. I love it. And so I was so disappointed when Commander Legends 2 came out, and it was not the same. Their opposition agent. Another Tevesh. That's a full art one. I'm not sure if there's going to be enough in here to complete a set, just based on the fact that there's another Vampiric Tutor. I don't know if I don't remember getting another one of the regular editions. So only 1 foil in this one. So that will be interesting to see. I thought it would be like the Vampiric Tutors or Mana Drains or the Lotus that would prevent me from completing enough sets, but another opposition. But it just might be Tevesh that does it. That'll be very fascinating. He's not a very expensive card either. Another Great Sword, another Mana Drain, Chroma, and that one seems really faded. Look at the darkness, the difference in the writing between the two. That's really weird. Has to do with the foiling. And then in the Chroma's Will, it also seems faded. That's really fascinating, but anyways, 2 boxes to go. Aren't you glad you'd have to sit through every single box opening? I know you would have, but that was a lot of cards. Look at all these 33 to 35 rares in a box. That's just crazy. I remember now. I remember being so fascinated with that. 24 packs, 32, 33 rares. There were a couple I got like two mythics in a pack. Triumphant Reckoning. Yeah, I think that might be the first time I've seen that one. Another Jessica. And then 3 foils. Last pack or box. I'm on Tevish. I think that is the one. That might be the one that hurts it. Some low budget of the mythics. That's crazy. I think that one, it might be it. I don't remember seeing too many. There's Scroll Rack, Sphinx, a Chroma, and 2 foils. So now I get the fun of organizing, separating, alphabetizing, and seeing how many sets we have. If I remember correct, I think we already know we've got 3 Jeweled Lotus and none of them for foil. So, in fact, I think there were only 2 foiled mythics in all of them. So that's how hard those are to get, and that's why they're worth so much, is because of how hard they are to get. So I'm going to pause it now. I'm going to go through the separate and everything, and then I'm going to come back with the final results. All right. Well, that was fun. Lots and lots of sorting. Okay, I'm not going to lie to you. That was not that fun. Alphabetizing everything, but the results were very, very fascinating. 16 boxes of cards, and we got 3 Jeweled Lotus, no foil. In fact, foils were very hard to come by for the mythics. I think there were like 3 foiled mythics total. None of the big ones. 3 Mana Drains, 4 Vampiric Tutors. So we came 2 cards short of completing 3 full sets. And they were not even really expensive cards. We wound up with 2 of the Tevish Sats and 2 of the Jessicas. That's how close we were to completing 3 sets. And in fact, there were very few mythics that we had over 4 of. But yeah, I was pleasantly surprised. There were people that were guessing it would barely get 2. And it took me 8 plus buying a card for Iconic Masters to complete one. So I am pleased. So I am actually going to take one of these sets and set it aside for myself for long, long term. And I'm not sure if I'm going to sell the other 2 right away or not. If they go and reprint the Jeweled Lotus, that will kill the value of it. But let's face it. I mean, I don't really like the card, to be honest with you. I don't play monocolor commanders. We kind of have we casually play, and we stick to, you have to have 3 colors or more. So I mean, if you're playing a mono deck, okay, I get it. But otherwise, it's limited for me. I'd rather get the $150 for it. So, in fact, this is the only card that I actually use in any of my decks, is the tutor. You can't have too many tutors. So I might sell them. Nobody guessed anything, so I don't have to give away anything. So I was going to give away this Vampiric Tutor, this one here, the extra one, but nobody guessed. So nobody gets anything, and I'm just going to keep it for myself. So, haha. And that, I can't even explain why nobody commented on it. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this little experiment. I did. I loved opening packs. I had so much fun. So much fun. Not really worrying about the financial value of anything. Just wanted to open them and experienced each one, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I kind of, sometimes the business side of things ruins the fun of it. So it was nice to just just to do that. So I look forward to doing that in the future with other sets that I really like. But they got to come up with better sets because this is the last one I really cared that much about. Brothers War I liked with too many variants, way too many variants. I'm not going to try to complete a set with all the variants. And this is just a basic 361 card set that I completed. I didn't get enough to even complete one of the extended. I mean, you pretty much got to do collector's edition on that. But the problem with the collector's edition is it's a lot of foils, which do not count to me as part of a complete set. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. So let me know what you think. Let me know if that's what you thought was going to be it, even though you didn't put it in the comments. And I will see you on the next one. Peace.